Here for all my YouTube fans on Ushio 1000 watt light bulbs. I had just basically had some issues with one of their bulbs where the filament usually explodes on the inside and the glass is left in a puddle on the bottom. Sometimes the outer case will explode though and leave the filament still intact. And so in this case, the shell, the outer casing, either popped off, and it always happens when they're new. You plug them in when they're new, test them, and that's usually always when they fail. At least in my experience, that's when I've had them fail. And so this time the outer shell collapsed off or exploded or whatever it did. I wasn't watching it when it did it, but I heard it. And then after it happened, I looked into the room, I looked into the lights, and all the lights were still on. So I figured, oh, it wasn't one of the lights, because they're supposed to extinguish when the outside breaks and the bulb gets cooking, like 200 degrees, 300 degrees, whatever the hell that thing is. It's so hot, it should have like a fusible link, like some solder inside of it that melts and stops the power from going to it, but it didn't. And it cooked my entire crop. 10 by 10 foot patch, 10 by 11, really, and my garden's only 10 by 13. There's just a couple feet that didn't get burnt. Really, it needs to all be pulled. It's a sad issue, but these things are a fire hazard, and the company doesn't want to put a recall on it, and they didn't really want to admit that it was their mistake. I had to argue with the guy with him about it, to say, look man, how's it my fault that these things didn't extinguish when they're supposed to by law? He was like trying to blame me, like I did something to the bulb, to break it. Well, what about the mailman who, like, maybe he was Ace Ventura at it and fucking kicked the package, and who knows? But package looks mint, everything looks mint, not even a scratch on the box, nothing, brand new. And so there's the date, 22/10/2020 says. That's October 22nd, 2020. And so, in my case, the bulb, the outer shell collapsed, and this thing stayed running and damaged my crop. And by all means, they're not supposed to do that. And even the one guy I talked to, who I first called, he said, yeah, they're not supposed to do that. And on the back of the box, it even says, that it meets with the standards of the law right here, CFR 1040.30. Complies with U.S. federal standards 21 CFR. And so if these things aren't going to comply with the standards, and the company isn't going to reimburse me for any of the damages, they're not going to reimburse me for all the other bulbs that are still under warranty. I asked the guy, I said, look, these bulbs are from less than a year ago. I bought them in July. They even got the date here. I write the dates on all the bottoms of them, and so it is what it is. They, the company, the place where I bought them from didn't want to. They don't carry them on the shelf, because he was the one who coined the term Ushi blow. He's sick of warrantying them at Linwood Co-op, the grocery store. He's just doesn't like these because they always have problems. He sells the Chinese ones. And I told the guy from Ushio that, Kevin, when he called, and he advised me, oh well, you should just go buy those then, the Chinese ones. And I'm like, seriously, you want me to support China after they just like let loose the pandemic, and they're cheap, and they grow spindly plants? And I'm like, dude, I would go pay extra for a good bulb, a Hortilux, man. You're telling me to go buy a cheap garbage? I'm like, dude, why don't you guys just sell me a good bulb and get your situation fixed? And that's when I asked him, look, is there a recall on these things? Are you guys gonna tell everyone who bought these things that they're doing that? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, why not? These things are a fire hazard, waiting to burn up your crop and your house. And he tried to say that it was my fault, that something I'm doing to, all I'm doing is taking the rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and some paper towels, cleaning them up brand new, and installing them. Any idiot can fucking install a goddamn light bulb. Fuck, How many idiots does it take to fucking inspect a goddamn light bulb? One of these, huh? And make a YouTube video, huh? And tell everyone, you know, in the world about, you know, how poor quality these things are made and how, you know, they don't meet the federal requirement standards, and how if this company doesn't take, you know, take this seriously, I'm gonna go to the Better Business Bureau and take this box of bulbs that I paid $600 for or whatever, and $550, and go send it to them and be like, look, man, these people are selling bulbs that don't meet federal standards. I'm probably not the only crop they fried. The guy Kevin over there probably talks to, you know, a dozen people like me a day or a week or a month. Who knows how many other people have been dealing with this ever since Ushio's quality control just laxed during the pandemic. And so, you know, it's Ushio just ruined my day. It cost me $20,000 worth of damage to my crop, and then they tried to blame me like it was my fault for screwing it in wrong or doing something stupid to the bulb, you know, and no, it's their fault. By law, these things are supposed to extinguish. You know, build a good bulb, dude. Don't tell me to go buy some $29 Chinese bulb, dude. Are you kidding me? No, you know, he finally admitted, you know, that he was sorry, and would send, you know, that my you know, complaints up the chain, and you know, because I told him, look, dude, I want an Ushio bulb, one that extinguishes. Can I get one anywhere around those? Does anyone know, you know, anything about those there? And he's like, no, I don't know. He's played stupid. Like, he didn't even know that by law these things are supposed to extinguish. I had to literally like grab the box and read him the law off the back and be like, dude, how's it my fault these things didn't extinguish? And then, only then, would he say sorry. And so you gotta, you know, play his stupid little game or whatever. Hi, Kevin. You like this video? I hope you love it. You know? Treat me like shit on the phone, saying it's my fucking me that I did something with these damn bulbs. It's like, are you serious, man? I just, you know, I just can't believe it. And so, you know, whatever is what it is. Unreal. Wow. This was actually, this broken one was honestly the one that I got, and I didn't label the date. This is the one I got from the grocery store last year, and I had it sitting on the shelf for an entire year. That's this one. Yeah, you better believe it. I bought this. This is the last batch of bulbs that I bought from that one. From the old one that I didn't use. I bought 2 extra bulbs last year from 8 lights. And so Ushio's been fucking selling these things for over a year. They've been selling fire hazards for over a year that don't extinguish. There's, you know, I can go get the receipt probably for that one too. They might still have it in the computer. And so, wow, great work, Ushio. I just noticed that while I was making this video, that this was the one that wasn't labeled. I got one more that's not labeled, and it's in the tent over there. The dates were like a week. I labeled it on my right here. I labeled it right there. Tent bulb replaced. You think I forget? No. Sorry, Ushio. Ushi blow. Y'all just fucked over all your customers, and I'm making a video to let them know. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Kevin. You guys should be sued for all the damages that you guys caused everyone. I could only imagine how many of these things went off in the last year. These things are dangerous as hell. Which means I need to go buy some new ones. I'm getting probably full replacements very soon. They might be Hordelux, because Ushio probably couldn't give me a good one right now. Not one that meets the law that extinguishes. I bet you I could go buy a dozen and smash the outer shell, and freaking they would stay lit, and they don't meet standards. So have a great day, everyone at the Better Business Bureau, on having fun with these guys, because these guys are selling faulty equipment that are fire hazardous and will cook your crop and burn it down. And hopefully the Amazon, you know, review I gave a Ushio goes through soon. Hey Bezos, have fun today on your rocket. You know, I'm wishing great luck for you. Take care, buddy. And you know, good job, Ushio. You know, LEDs aren't the way to go. These things are the way to go. And so really, you just got to get parabolic hoods and lace up the room. My hoods are 4 foot by 4 foot wide. These are what I use here. You know, the parabolic from Sun Systems.